Welcome everyone. In this video, we are in the Ultra League, showcasing some more fun battles featuring Crobat. Now guys, Crobat, it typically sees its highest usage in the Ultra Premier Classic, but it does have some play in the Open Ultra League as well, guys. So we are going to have a look at Crobat. It leads a classic team comp concept in Poison Double Dark. I have run the same backline with Nidoqueen in the lead, but today I decided to give Crobat a try, as I believe it does have some play in the Open Ultra League. So the idea is you lead with Crobat, and we have Obstagoon on the safe swap as well. And Obstagoon, if you're met with a neutral or losing lead, as with any ABB team, you're gonna swap out. On this team, it is into Obstagoon as the safe swap. And Obstagoon on the safe swap is meant to draw out either a fighter or a charmer. That way, our remaining Pokemon in Scrafty can have a much better end game with the charmer or fighter out of the way, because Obstagoon will, if it does draw out a fighter or charmer on the safe swap, it will definitely lose, and that leaves room for Crobat to come back in, load up on energy, and threaten whatever comes back in. That way Scrafty in the back can have a solid end game, guys. Very powerful team comp, very strong ABB style team for the Ultra League, as there are many charmers running around in the Open Ultra League. And as we know, guys, Scrafty wants nothing to do with those charmers being double weak to charm damage. Scrafty does not stand a chance against those charmers, so we've got a strong, bulky poison type up front to handle those charmers and the fighters. I like Crobat as well. Not necessarily over Nidoqueen. You know, I don't particularly like it better, but I do like the aspect that it is double resisting fighting type damage, whereas Nidoqueen is only single resisting. So that gives you a little added coverage on those fighters as well. Very strong team, guys. I had a lot of fun playing it with Nidoqueen earlier this season. So I thought, why not give a Crobat a try, as it does have some play in this Ultra League meta as well, guys. And this is not an XL Crobat. This is a level 40. And honestly, guys, level 40 does just fine, as it doesn't get too far above level 40 as an XL. Only gets to about 42. So without further ado, let's get right into this first battle. Had a blast with this team today, and already we were met with a positive lead, Scrafty. And that Scrafty wants nothing to do with our Crobat. They make an aggressive play into a Talonflame. So what we're going to do is stick in here a little bit and look to chip with a Poison Fang, and also lower that defense by one stage. Make it a little bit more manageable for our Obstagoon. And even if this is a Brave Bird, we can easily tank a Brave Bird from full health, no problem, but it is just a flame charge, no need to shield that. So gonna look to get off the first Night Slash, and with that defense being dropped, it's gonna do quite a bit more damage onto this Talonflame. And now from here, guys, we can safely shield once and farm this Talonflame all the way down with resisted counters. That's why Crobat on the lead can be so strong, guys. If they swap out on you, you can easily debuff that defense and make it a lot easier for your safe swap. And just like that, we have successfully flipped switch advantage, which allows us to maintain alignment, guys, as we want their Scrafty on our Crobat, as it poses very little threat, guys. As I mentioned before, Crobat with the poison flying typings double resisting this fighting type damage. And even if this is a foul play, not going to shield it, Crobat is very bulky. Has some very underrated bulk, and was a foul play, and they've got a Jellicent in the back. This is amazing, guys. This is pretty much over, guys. Jellicent, unless they're running Ice Beam, and as we can see there, they're not, really poses zero threat to a Scrafty, guys. Even 4 times debuffed foul play will easily handle the Jellicent. No problem, guys. Not going to shield anything from this Jellicent here. I do imagine they try to make something happen with a aggressive swap back into their own Scrafty, maybe enticing us to stay in on it, but there's no way that would ever happen, guys. We're just going to keep going for these foul plays. Not even going to bother baiting, guys. Some battlers would try and bait that last shield in this case, but it's not necessary. Even with all these debuffs, you can easily just keep going straight foul play And before you know it, the Jellicent will be deleted from the field. And right about here, yeah, they try to make an aggressive play back into their Scrafty. We're on to them, guys. We're going to look to get off this Poison Fang and look to farm this Scrafty all the way down. And they will not get to another foul play in time. This is just a power-up punch. No need to shield this at all, guys. And it is just about smooth sailing from here as the Scrafty goes down. The Jellicent has very low health, but they are sticking it out to the very end. So what we're going to look to do is farm up to a Shadow Ball because they're just 2 off from the next Bubble Beam and hope that this is the CMP. That way they don't have too much loaded energy to draw this out any further with those Bubble Beams onto our Scrafty, and that's beautiful. We did CMP tie them. So this energy goes to waste as we can just easily swap right out onto our Scrafty, and we are just 3 counters away from a foul play, which will definitely seal the deal. Hats off to this battler for sticking through, holding firm, but they just were not able to get the alignment that they needed. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. And we are off to a strong start with Crobat and the Ultra League. Guys, if you like what you're seeing, do give the video a like, as you would be providing a massive help to the channel. All right, picking up a Talonflame lead. So guys, not completely familiar, wasn't completely familiar with this matchup, so we decided to stick in, as Talonflame can be very difficult for our backline. So we know that we have some strong neutral play up against this Talonflame. We just really have to watch out for those Brave Birds. They did build up to 4 flame charges, and we decided to shield that. Wasn't sure if they wanted to Brave Bird and retreat. They ended up baiting us with a flame charge. So now, guys, we're not going to go completely down on shields, expecting just another flame charge, as they did not build up to a potential Brave Bird. And gonna look to get off this Poison Fang and try and get as much air slash damage as we can. We know that this Talonflame is now in a manageable range, guys. The question is, will they Brave Bird us, guys, on their way out, guys? Not wanting to go down a shield, this Talonflame has twice boosted its attack, and oh my gosh, that's a Brave Bird. Nearly one-shots our Obstagoon. Holy smokes, guys. We are up against it, guys. We basically only have Scrafty, and they now have a Drapion and another fully healthy Pokemon in the back, guys. We are up against it here. Let's see if Scrafty can pull this out, guys. Now, seeing that this was a purified Drapion, it didn't occur to me that this could possibly be a return, guys, and it's a return. Oh my goodness, guys, they returned us. Was not expecting a return, even though it is a purified Drapion. This is unreal, guys. We are getting extremely low. This is looking next to impossible to pull off, guys, but we are going to try our very best. This Drapion's getting very low, and they did just expend their last shield. We're going to shield this up. We know that it is a double resisted crunch, but our health is just getting far too low, guys, if we have a chance. And they've got a Stunfisk in the back, guys. Oh my goodness, we're going to look to get off this boosted foul play. It's going to be doing quite a bit of neutral damage to the Stunfisk. And knowing our health range, the Stunfisk really just needs a Rock Slide. So we're going to count the 5 and catch the Rock Slide on our Obstagoon that has nearly fainted. Making the plays, guys. We had to make that play to potentially pull out a victory. We have loaded energy. Going to look to get off a power-up punch. It's not going to take it out, but the resulting counters will. And we are just 1 counter off from a power-up punch. That Drapion is energy dry. The counter damage has been boosted, so that is more than enough to take out the Drapion. My goodness, guys. What an exciting, crazy battle. Scrafty putting the entire team on its back, going 1v2. Amazing, guys. You don't get much better. That was amazing. But good game. Very well played to this battler. That battle was insane. Holy smokes. Hopping into the next match, we are met with a Giratina Alternate on the lead. Okay. Not the best lead, but not the worst, guys. We can threaten with Shadow Balls, but we're on neutral leads. This is what we do, guys. We swap into Obstagoon. look to draw out the Charmer or the Fighter if they do have one. And so far, this team is working as designed, guys. We draw out an Alolan Ninetales running Charm. So Cross Chop is the way to go, as it does hit for neutral damage on the Alolan Ninetales with that Ice Fairy typing. And Obstagoon is putting in work up against this Charmer. That is amazing, guys. That just goes to show how overpowered Obstagoon is. By far, one of the most overpowered non-legendary Pokemon in the game. Unreal. So we're going to shield up this first Weather Ball, and we know that they're just a couple of charms off from the second one. We know that we're going to have to tank one, and we're going to look to farm this Alolan Ninetales all the way down and get as close to a Shadow Ball as possible, expecting the Giratina to come back in. So we're going to go for this Shadow Ball. Not likely that they would shield, as a lot of battlers know that their Giratinas can tank super effective damage very well, and they don't shield. So unfortunately, we did CMP tie there. So gonna let this go through. We don't want to go down on shields, and we're gonna look to come in with Scrafty, and they've got a Togekiss. Holy smokes. That's what you do with double charm in the back, guys. You just top left. And honestly, guys, I hope they run into a charm double steal line for the rest of the day. All right, hopping into the next match, and we are met with a terrible lead in Melmetal, guys. We got to get the heck out of here into our Obstagoon and look to play this out here. And they make a play into a Shadow Machamp. So again, guys, this is exactly how this team is designed. You safe swap into Obstagoon on this ABB team to draw out either a Fighter or a Charmer. In this case, we draw out the Fighter, and we do not get to a second Cross Chop, but that is okay, guys. We're going to throw Crobat in here. Not going to shield anything from the Shadow Machamp, as Crobat is basically dead weight up against that Melmetal in the back, guys. We're going to put all our hope and faith into Scrafty to really close this game out for us. We know that Scrafty, with a shield advantage, is next to unstoppable. Just going to soak all this damage from the Shadow Machamp, and we're going to try and fake a Shadow Ball, as we will not make it to a full Shadow Ball, but hoping that this battler lost track of the counts or don't know the counts, and we do draw a shield. That's amazing. They shielded up a double resisted Poison Fang. You don't get much better. So we're going to shield this up, expecting them to superpower and retreat to clear the debuff. But they're staying in, guys. Holy smokes, they're staying in. Their defense has now been twice debuffed. Their attack has been single debuffed. And we decide to let that go. Expecting a back-to-back superpower, but that happens to be a Rock Slide bait. And very interesting that they decide to stay in, guys. These boosted counters are really starting to add up. Expecting this to be the superpower, as they're getting extremely low, and it is. And they resign the match right here, guys. We'll never get to know what they had in the back, but if I had to make my best guess, guys, I would guess Umbreon in the back for sure, guys. Just based upon the team comp, makes perfect sense that it would have been an Umbreon in the back. That's going to be a good game. Well played to this battler. Guys, are you beginning to see the power of this team? Such a strong team for the Ultra League. You don't get much better. And we are met with a Wall Rain. Another terrible lead for us, guys. Obviously, with that ice damage, got to go into our Obstagoon, and we draw out a Defense Deoxys. So, this is not the best for Obstagoon, obviously, but Obstagoon is serving its role, guys, to draw out the fighter or counter user. In this case, happens to be Defense Deoxys. Just going to look to get off these super effective Night Slashes just as fast as we get to them, as most Deoxyses will look to farm all the way down, but we boost, guys. And I don't typically recommend shielding just because you boosted, but Defense Deoxys is kind of a core breaker for this entire team, as it does have access to super effective charge attacks for our Crobat. So we're going to hope that they decide to take shield advantage and give us switch advantage, and they do. So that is amazing, guys. We can now align our Scrafty onto this Walrein and the Crobat onto this Talonflame. Now, we will not win this against this Talonflame, but we can certainly make the health range much more manageable for Scrafty, as we're just going to look to spam them with Poison Fangs and debuff that defense. So we're thinking a couple of Poison Fangs to debuff the defense, along with a power-up punch to boost our attack, will be enough to farm down this Talonflame. and have some loaded energy for the Walrein in the back. Not going to shield this, going to put all our hope and faith in the Scrafty to sweep this game for us. We're just one counter off from this power-up punch, going to look to go for it. Don't imagine this gets the shield, and it doesn't. And we're just going to farm down, and it looks like they stop attacking there for some reason. That's unfortunate if it's lag, but I've run into my fair share of this, guys, and I don't think that this is lag, honestly, guys. I think that they force closed the app, recognizing that they might have made a mistake in that mid-game matchup by allowing us to have switch advantage, because at this point, even down a shield, the Walrein does not stand a chance. So I think that they force close their app, out of frustration. I get it. That's an unfortunate end to an amazing set of battles, but good game, well played to them nonetheless, guys. And that is the team. Holy smokes. Poison Double Dark still strong in the Ultra League, guys. You don't get much better. Classic team comp. Like I said earlier this season, during the previous cycle of Ultra League, I ran this same team, but instead of Crobat, we had Nidoqueen. So this time around, I decided to go with Crobat, just because I recognize there are a lot of Scrafty leads, guys, and Crobat can apply some very nice, super effective fast move pressure to those Scrafty leads, all while double resisting the fighting type damage. A lot of people are running those Charmers in the Ultra League as well. Crobat just dominates the Charmers like you wouldn't believe. It's got very underrated bulk, even at level 40, not even being an XL. Like I said, guys, this is just a level 40 Crobat. If you do have an XL, by all means, the XL is going to be even more bulkier, but I don't think it's quite worth it, guys, as it only gets up to about level 42 or so, kind of like Trevenant. So I think level 40 is just fine. So and it allows you to go back and forth between Open Ultra League and the Ultra Premier Classic without having to invest the dust in two different builds. So I think level 40 is just fine. But if you already happen to have an XL, that's fine too. This team is amazing, guys. Such a fun team comp. I'm so happy that we were able to demonstrate how the team is intended to be played. Whereas if you're met with a neutral or obviously losing lead, you're going to safe swap into Obstagoon, try and draw out that Charmer or Fighter, which we did a lot of and in these battles, and come back in with Crobat, farm down. That way you have loaded energy to threaten whatever comes back in, and Scrafty, provided it's not double charm, of course, guys, we'll have a good end game in the end with the Fighter or Charmer out of the way. Obviously, double charm, this team loses hard to double charm. It's just impossible to beat double charm with this team. Luckily, not many people are running double charm these days, but if you are running into a lot of it, guys, if you see a trend or a pattern, might not be wise to run this team. But I hadn't been seeing too much double charm, so I said, hey, might be a good time to give Crobat a try in the Open Ultra League. It has a better Swampert matchup as well, better than Nidoqueen, as Swampert's not resisting the fast move pressure. So if you're forced to battle it out with a potential Swampert, Crobat can do okay as well. And yeah, just a solid ABB style team. If you guys recall from my top 5 best teams for the Ultra League, the Nidoqueen variant of this team was the honorable mention. And I seriously considered Nidoqueen, but I figured I've already featured that earlier this season, so wanted to give Crobat a shot. And, it's Poison Double Dark, so with a Poison Double Dark line, you could really see any combination of Poison in the lead and Darks in the back. It's really up to you and what you're comfortable with. But, guys, I had a blast. I hope you all enjoyed, as always. I thank you for watching, and keep up the grind. Thank you, guys.